We are ready to bring in DeDe Agar of Goldman Sachs. DeDe, co-founder, leader, Sports and Entertainment Solutions. How are you? Uh-oh, I don't think DeDe can hear me. Amber, can you hear me?
I can hear you, and can you hear me?
I can hear you. So while we're working on DeDe, let me ask you a question. You are now a certified player agent at CAA. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The question I have for you is, listening to Lara and Michelle, and they're really driving home the point that this is a business. Yes, it's a sport. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's games. But you're going to be representing people that better get the message. This is a business, and get on it early, right?
It's a business, right? It's a game. And it's fun. And the one thing that they always say is it's a game, have fun on the field. But my job and what their jobs are as well is to handle the business off the field. And it's a lot to that off the field. So I'm excited to be here to support other players and help them with their business off the field.
DeDe, do we have you?
I am here.
All right, then you don't need me anymore. I've done my one tech snafu. You're good. Take it away.
Thank you for jumping in there. We were fine up until the go live. So thank you, Scott, and all of Sportico, the entire team, for allowing me to have the privilege of, one, following the stellar group before us, but also to interview my friend, Amber Sabathia. And Sportico, we've been so impressed with all that you've done in this short period of time. And you've quickly risen to certainly my preferred sports business outlet. So thank you for that. So just a little bit about what we're doing here. And Amber and I have been friends for a long time. I'm part of the sports and entertainment group at Goldman Sachs. And I'd love to talk about that, but I'll just simply say that we have been growing significantly over the past 3 years. Currently work with about 400 athletes and entertainers all over the globe. And we're happy to think about athletes holistically in terms of all that they care about, their dreams and desires. And Scott spoke earlier about the maturation of players. And what we see is that there's a desire to be more. And so we've tried to step up to the plate on that and be more and care about things that players want to do off the court, whether that's investments, private investments, philanthropy. I am the proud winner of the 2013 PitCCh Sabathia Challenge in Central Park. And with that, I'd love to share with you, I'm sure Scott already did, but this incredible news. And so, Amber, I remember you were driving in North Jersey, probably going through a drive-through, probably getting little C to a tournament, and we were chatting. You said, you know what, I think I'm going to be an agent. Yeah. And that was the end of our conversation. And I remember thinking to myself, she's going to kill it as an agent if she ever goes that route. And we talked about it for a couple of years. Tell me what your mindset was about it and share your thinking and what made you finally make the commitment to go that route.
Yeah, that was definitely a couple years ago. And I think what my mind frame was, it was CC's final season in 2019, and we were at the end. And I look back at, the couple decades that I had spent with CC and just been with him in every aspect of his career, on and off the field, contract negotiations, marketing deals, branding, his philanthropic endeavors. And pretty much I had the opportunity to just go alongside his agents, and they really brought me in, and I was able to just see every aspect. And towards the end of his career, I would say the last 8 years, I was pretty much his agent. His agent and I were, a team, and we attacked everything together. And so with that, I realized that it had turned into my talent. And why would you waste that? When you have a talent and you have something that you're successful at, why end at, I'm 40, soon to be 40 this year, why end at 40? And I realized that I had a whole career ahead of me, and I could advise and support athletes on and off the field moving forward. My son is getting into the game now, so I knew I wasn't getting rid of the game of baseball anytime soon. And that was when I said, I'm going to become an agent. I'm going to do this.
Well, we're proud of you.
Thank you.
Forward to your success. Beyond your new title, you have others. philanthropist, entrepreneur,
Yes.
mom, baseball wife, executive producer, and I would bet you would call yourself some sort of book editor.
Yeah.
How you talk about what you have coming up? The family has a couple of really big things and exciting things coming up in the next couple of months.
Yeah, so CeCe has, when you go back to the book, I'll start there. CeCe has his biography coming out in July, beginning of July till the end, and it's his story of the last 20 years on and off the field, and it's his raw, true, real emotions that come out in that book, and it's really his tell-all of everything he's been through, the ups and downs. He feels like it would be a great book to help other athletes, but not just athletes, but anyone going through struggles in their lives, that he tells how he overcame them. And that story was really written when we started the process of his documentary with HBO Sports, and we had partnered with HBO Sports. It was his final season, and we decided that we were going to record all the milestones that he had coming up. His 3,000 strikeouts, his 250 wins, a possible World Series run with the Yankees. And I just said, let's just film it. Let's film it. Let's build the content and let's see what we do. And we ended up selling it to HBO, and we joined with HBO and did an HBO original documentary, which was, I was so happy with the way it turned out. It really told our story, all the ups, all the downs, and it was just a great feel-good moment. And so the book coming out is a great way to come after everyone visually seeing it, to really dig deep in and get the full stories of all the things that happened. So I was involved in all those. And here I was, EP of that project. And I was really every step of the way of that project. And it just kept reinforcing that I was making the right decision to become an agent. Successful opportunities, the foundation, we co-founded PitCCh together. The PitCCh Foundation has been around for years, and we really work collectively, but I'm the executive director there. And so every single day I'm hands-on. It's my 5th child, and it's really something that means so much to us. So from philanthropy, from executive producer, from I even at one point had Sea Candy, which was an MLB clothing line. And that had a good 5-year run, and I had partnered with MLB licensing. So I had the licensing, I had all that background under my belt, and it made no sense to just stop with the end of CeCe's career.
I'll come back to the family and how engaged they are in all of your efforts. But you've been involved, like you said, in CeCe's career for 2 decades,
Yeah.
High school sweethearts. There wasn't much that you missed, and you've been a part of the decision making from the start. With that perspective, what would you suggest is the highest priority for players, and how will your experience drive outcomes for your clients going forward?
So what I can bring is the talent. It's their talent, right? And I always said that, like, CeCe got 3,000 strikeouts. I had nothing to do with that. See, 250, I was not out there on that mound. But off the field, I think I have the support that I can help them with the mental aspect, the family aspect. Gene Ackerman had said to me with the Yankees, if the family is happy, the player is happy. And so I believe as an agent, it's all under the same umbrella of the family, the athlete, the business side of it, what happens between the negotiations between the team and the player. All that is under one umbrella, and I feel like I can help support that.
So you jumped ahead of me a little bit by mentioning.
Oh, did I?
But let's talk about amazing women solidifying their roles in major ways across sports, and maybe we'll just focus on baseball.
Right.
Kim Ng, Rachel Luba, Sharice Dash, Lonnie Murray, just to name a few. And I haven't had the honor to meet many of those folks, but I certainly look forward to it over time. But our mutual amazing friend, Jean Afterman, she's been a trailblazer for decades, and just behind the curtain, where she feels most comfortable. I hope she's listening. How has their success of these amazing women and those trailblazers before them inspired you to step into a traditionally male role?
Jean is my mentor. I mean, I met Jean in 2009, and I knew then what an amazing, strong woman she was. Smart, smart. That's the one thing. When I went to Jean and I told her that I planned on becoming an agent, she was like, this is you. You were made for this. This is exactly where the role that you need to be in. And she was like, but before you step into this role, you need to know your stuff. And she was like, make sure you know the rules and make sure you understand what comes with this in arbitration and negotiations and contracts. And she was like, get all that and make sure you know all those things. But just having a presence in sports and MLB, which, you know, women, it's so small. She was like, welcome to the club. When I made this announcement on Monday, I talked to Jean. Charisse Dash reached out. We had on Tuesday, her and I had a Zoom together. Lonnie Murray tweeted, congratulations. So the love and support from the women was amazing. Rachel Luba, we immediately exchanged information. I think she's a force, which I told her when, you know, months ago when the deal had happened with Bauer, I was like, congratulations, and continue to be a role model for us women. I think I'm going to jump in here and start a little club because the women in MLB, it's so few of us. We need to be a force together. But not even just MLB, you know, there's Lisa Joseph with CAA and NBA, who's an amazing woman. She reached out to me at the beginning of this process. There's Kim Miali with NFL, Nicole Lynn with NFL agents. So there's a lot of women in the sports world that are a force. And I encourage them to keep being mentors and role models for women like myself that are just stepping into this role, because we are looking at them, we are following them, we are praising them. You know, it's sad that women get the role of being catty or, you know, competition, but I don't think so. I think us women in sports right now are here to uplift, support each other, and they want to see us win. All of us, we're pushing each other. So I love the club that's being formed right now.
And I'm certain that you're going to be president.
I'm starting it. I'm claiming it now. We're starting a whole group in MLB.
I'd love to be the fly on the wall. So 2020 presented a lot of challenges in a lot of ways. You and CeCe and your entire family have been committed to be change makers in all that you do. In 2020, we saw you handing out foods with masks. Nothing stopped you, nothing stopped CeCe and the entire family. Yeah. Explain what 2020 meant to you in teaching your kids and really helping your children identify things that are important to them that clearly they have learned from you.
Yeah, so, you know, I go back to PitCCh and our foundation, our nonprofit, and we are, our whole mission is to enrich the lives of inner city youth. And when COVID hit, my first thought was, there's kids that attend the Boys and Girls Club that they rely on a hot meal at 5, 6 o'clock, and that's their dinner. And that's the only way they're going to get fed. So immediately my first thing was, you know, food resource and how these kids are going to get fed without the clubs open. And we immediately were, you know, boots on the ground. We got there. We partnered with multiple organizations from food banks in California, Fresh Direct in New York, and we provided food for the families. And it wasn't a one-time thing. We were out there week after week after week, handing out the food. CeCe was right there. You know, we had all the PCB, the gloves, the covers at the time when it was really scary. And people were scared to be around others. We were out there passing out food and making sure the kids from the clubs that we service were getting meals.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. In addition, with, you know, we dealt with a lot of social unrest and really important issues in our society and communities. And there too, you didn't sit on the sidelines.
No.
March miles and utilize your voice and platform, and talk a little bit about how you worked with your family to kind of better understand and teach them about the societal issues that exist today.
I mean, you know, they were hands-on. They were there in the marches and in the protests, and we were out there and we were educating them and we were learning ourselves. Because, by the way, there was a lot of things in 2020 that I didn't know that I had to learn, voting rights and multiple things. And my husband, CeCe, started he was one of the founders of the Players Alliance, and he got with them And they have been a force in MLB right now. It's now over 200 players that have come together that are making a difference in being a Black athlete in baseball, which the percentage is so low. And they are definitely the minority, and they needed a voice because we're seeing a huge decline right now in MLB and being Black. And I call it being Black in baseball. My husband and I say that, that there is less than 8% right now. And so the Players Alliance was formed. They have partnered with More Than a Vote and multiple different platforms to really be hands-on and be out in the community and make change. They also did a food initiative with Pull Up Neighbor, and they went from city to city all over the United States. And we're handing out not only food and items that are needed during COVID relief, but also baseball equipment and bringing baseball equipment to the inner city, because that's what lacks. It's such an expensive item for children that you don't get kids out of the inner city that can play baseball because they can't afford a $400 bat and, you know, a $100 glove. And so the Players Alliance is out there in the cities, and PitCCh serves as vice president.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And so talking about that experience again, and into the agency world, is that going to be a priority for you to talk to your clients? It certainly helps, I believe, build brand, build the story, but also build really good people that can use their platform. How important will that be for you?
Yeah, I definitely have that background for sure. And so I know I can add that aspect to the player. Many players, when they become MLB players and they get that large contract, their first thing is how can they give back? And anybody can write a check. And I say that all the time to other players. It's about being hands-on, being a role model, and being a mentor to the children, or whatever their choice is, whatever mission that they want to do to give back. But it's partnering with the right foundation and making sure you partner with the right people that are truly making a difference. And so you get with organizations like the Players Alliance, PitCCh, Boys and Girls Club. Teams have a lot of access to different foundations that are truly making a difference. And I think it's important for the players to know that and to go with the right organization.
So I know we only have 20 minutes, and I did want to get to some rapid fire, especially my last question. But let me start with the first one. Person you most admire outside your family?
Oh, Jean Afferman. You know, that's my girl. That's my mentor. Another woman that is a huge force and just a CEO of Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. She has been a huge mentor in my life thus far. I met her in 2009. Those two women that I met in 2009 when we first came to New York have been my go-to call every time for any question, just forces. And I'm so happy to know them.
I'm going to skip the next one because I see Scott popping in here. And
I hate that I'm the hatchet man. It's like, that's it. I'm not going to pull you out, but go ahead.
So this is the very important one. What are you wearing tonight? As the first ever spouse of a New York Yankee to be honored at the New York Yankees virtual homecoming gala tonight.
So I have to tell you, I bought the dress last year when I found out that I was being honored, and I was being the first wife to ever be honored at this event. It's over 500 attendees, and I've been to many, many of them. And you walk up on this big stage. I had this dress. It was fierce. It was that Yankee blue, and it had these fringes, and it was amazing. And then it went virtual. And so I was like, I'm still putting this dress on. You guys are going to see this dress. So that's what I got tonight. So I'm excited about it. I'm honored. To be honored, you know, by the Yankees. It's great, but I really was just doing the work. You know, I was doing the philanthropy. I partnered with the Yankee Foundation, and the work that they do is amazing. Like I said, for many athletes, partnering with the teams, their organizations are great as well. And so I'm excited for tonight. It's going to be a great event.
Amber, have you at all totaled up what you could have saved in agent fees had you just represented PitCCh the entire career? I don't want to, that's a bit of a downer question, but.
No shade to the agents, but they definitely made a lot of money. And I think one of the tweets, so social media has been a huge support during this. They've really been, you know, I've been getting the love through social media, the posts. It's been a great response. But one of them was, she's keeping all the money in-house now. And that's what the plan is. You know, we got to keep it all in-house now.
Well, you know what they say, and this is the advice you can give your clients. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. So,
right.
There you go.
Right.
I have an idea, by the way.
And how you manage it. How you manage it. And one of the things I must say is DeDe has helped us that at Goldman Sachs. So that, Goldman Sachs has helped us really learn financially how to keep it. So,
well, here's a way to make some more. This is just a suggestion. You get with Mark Burnett, you, Rachel Luba, Scott Boras in a competition to land a star free agent. I would watch that. That's great television.
Oh, that would be good TV. Yeah, me and Rachel, we would make for good TV.
Oh, I heard how collaborative everything is. I want to see that. Everybody competing for a client. We'll find out. But it doesn't have to be TV. I'm going to tease our next guest because it could be on Twitter. It could be on Amazon. It could be on Facebook. It's not just linear TV these days. So, we do have to remember that. So anytime we're ready, by the way, to bring in Marie and Laura, let's do it. But if not, DeDe, if you have another question for Amber until we can pop everybody else in, go ahead.
Favorite sports memory?
3,000. That was a big one. We were all there. We were following him. We went from Anaheim, and then from Anaheim, we ended up in Arizona. The kids, what school? Because this was so important. And we were all, as a family, there in Arizona to watch Dad get the 3,000 strikeout. That was big. That to me was his whole career. And I said, I think I've seen all 3,000 of those strikeouts. I witnessed all 3,000 of them. So it was good to see that.
As much pressure as there is on the pitcher, any parent out there or spouse knows it's much more difficult to watch your kid or watch your spouse. Much more difficult.
Yeah.
Amber, thank you so much for taking the time. We do appreciate
Thank you.
it. DeDe, thank you so much. And thanks to Goldman Sachs for helping us amplify the voices of women in sports.